Hi, I'm John from Just Whisky. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up. It's very important that you give it a thumbs up. Like and subscribe. Speaking of subscribers, thanks so much for the constant trickle of subscribers that are joining my journey and giving me encouragement to move forward in the new year of 2022. And remember, the most important thing, folks, it's just whiskey. A quick recap on my last review, which I reviewed a rye whiskey called Barrel Seagrass. I think I misspoke and at some point might have referred to it as a bourbon, but it is not a bourbon, but it is a blended rye whiskey, Canadian and American. And the batch that I reviewed is ABV is 119.12, and this particular batch of that ABV had 19,015 bottles. I'm curious to see if anybody else has had it, enjoyed it, and what their batch in ABV was. So, highly recommend that to anybody. If you like Scotch, rye, bourbon, Irish, any spirit, a rum drinker. If you like Foursquare rum, I think you're really going to enjoy that. And then I also, we're still in the month of January of 2022, and I have not done that many reviews because I'm kind of taking the month of January as a month of reflection and evaluation on my life, my health, this channel. And this is my 1-year anniversary. Actually, it might have been a couple weeks ago. But so I've had this whiskey tube for a solid year now. And I currently have, at latest count, 65 open bottles that are between a third to a half or 2/3 full. They're probably averaging half to 2/3 full. That's 65 bottles. I consume, it's just myself here, I consume about 10 to 12 bottles a year, probably closer to 10. So if I have 65 open bottles, for argument's sake, just roughly, if they're half to 2/3 full, that's a 3-year supply of open product that I have on deck. So for my health and my wallet, I will be continuing this channel, but the reviews are gonna slow down because that's the only thing that makes any kind of sense. If I review a bottle a week, it's just, there's no way I can keep up with it. And even recently, maybe a few weeks, a couple of months ago, Ralphie even said, I think, his first year or two or whatever, where he reviewed, a bottle a week. He has, like, most of those bottles, he gassed them with this, but he's got them in storage, and so, I can't afford to have hundreds of bottles, gassed and on shelves. There's no way I'm going to be able to consume them all. And as it is, I even have probably 150, maybe more, unopened bottles that I'm just salivating to open up. But my my mind has to speak over my palate and say, you got to slow down. So that's where we're at. And let's get to the point. So today we are going to be reviewing and talking about McCrae's single malt Scotch whiskey's but their independent bottle of Mortlach 7-year-old. And so this is, they're from Scotland, McCrae's. This particular bottling is aged in a single cask. It is not cask strength. They diluted it down to 46% ABV. It was distilled on March of 2012, and it was bottled in 2019. And it was distilled at Mortlach, and it's a more independent bottling of Mortlach 7-year-old. And it is also, this particular bottling was bottled exclusively for New Hampshire liquor and wine outlets. So if you've ever been to the state of New Hampshire, they have state-run liquor stores, and some of the prices are good and some not so. You have to know what you're looking for. But I just picked this up this past summer, going to visit some family in Maine, and I said, it caught my eye. I've never tried Mortlach except in a Compass Box blend. I have other Mortlachs that are cask strength that we're going to get to at some point. And this particular bottle is bottle number 97 of 299. And this was bottled, all they say on here, it was aged in a single refill hogshead, non-chill filtered, and it makes no mention of coloring. So I don't know how many times, if it was, say refill, I don't know if it was second fill, third fill, fourth fill, I don't know. So, for 7-year-old in a refill hogshead, it doesn't mention if it's sherry or not. I don't think it was sherry. Maybe they added a little coloring to this. I don't know. It doesn't make any mention of it on here. And for their tasting notes, it just says notes of smoke, vanilla, and peat. There's no other descriptions, on here or other tasting notes. They keep it bare bones, basic. I paid $65 for this, and we're going to find out if it was worth it or not. Okay, on the nose. I have not added any water to this, and I'm not going to. On the nose, I'm not picking up any smoke per se, but a subtle peat. You're picking up a light, subtle, very subtle, light, sweet peat that you would find in maybe, a Compass Box Peat Monster or a Lagavulin 8-year-old, but not that pronounced. But it's slightly similar to that. By no means would I call this a peated dram. On the nose, vanilla, and there are some candied fruits buried in the nose. It's very pleasant on the palate. It's light. But the stone fruits, the peaches and apricots are there, but on the light side. They're a bit subdued. It's also got a dryness, a slight brininess, definitely salt, a light saltiness. So dry, light, sweet, salt, peach, apricot. The finish is short to medium. I wouldn't call this one-dimensional, but it lacks complexity, for sure. Everything about this is kind of light. Actually, I would say the nose is probably more pronounced than the palate is. It certainly is. It's a pleasant dram. I really wanted to try, Mortlach. In my opinion, the casks used in this were a bit tired, maybe. But it's certainly not bad. But for $65 for a 7-year-old, not cask strength, would I buy it again? No. And I think the proof's in the pudding, because I just bought this last summer, so the summer of 2021. This was bottled in 2019, so it's been sitting on the shelves of New Hampshire state liquor stores for 2 years, and there were still bottlings left. So people aren't running out to replenish what they bought. And I bought one bottle. I won't buy it again. Am I disappointed that I bought it? No, because I wanted to experience what an independently bottled Mortlach was. However, I think there's better offerings out there for Mortlach. I have not yet tried them. I'm just anticipating that there are, hopefully. How would I score this? I would score this between an 83 and an 84. And that's my review. If you like my show today, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and consider becoming a Patreon. It's been 1 year. I have 0 Patreons. And that's another reason why I'm reluctant to really go horns to the head by, opening new bottle after new bottle. I was really hoping that I would get some kind of base of Patreons where I could, do some kind of regular raffle and send out samples of things that I have. Things that I have opened. So again, I'm just using my head and my wallet and common sense. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. Again, appreciate all the new subscribers, and hats off to you all, and take care.